We're now getting a much clearer picture of how that March Madness bubble here in Indianapolis potentially would work. The NCAA now is proposing bringing all the teams to Indianapolis for the big tournament.
And this whole idea, is really bringing optimism, as our Mary Mills explains, to struggling hotels and businesses.
Downtown restaurants and hotels devastated by the pandemic thrilled at the prospect of a March Madness like never before.
It's exciting news for the city of Indianapolis.
Lucas Oil Stadium.
With Indy hosting not just the Final Four, but the entire tournament. All 67 games in a so-called bubble or controlled environment, much like the NBA. And even with limited or no fans, places like Harry and Izzy's should still see a bump in business from all the people coming to help put on the tournament.
It's a huge win for the city. It's a huge win for the employees. It's a huge win for everyone. Just to have this opportunity and be a part of this huge major NCAA event.
Lucas Oil Stadium, Hinkle Fieldhouse, and the Convention Center are among potential venues. The NCAA shared an interview on Twitter talking about a move in the works for months.
Condensing this to one geographic area that we can do it in a much more safe and responsible way is where we need to be.
We're told there was no bid process, no time to do so. Based here, the NCAA knows the key players and knows Indy can host big events like the Super Bowl. In fact, Lucas Oil Stadium was designed not just for football, but Final Fours.
Also important, the connectivity. Several hotels are connected to what could be practice and game sites, including the Convention Center.
While details are still being finalized, the NCAA says it was important to get the word out
that every team knows that there's going to be March Madness in 2021.
While letting the other tournament sites know they won't be hosting any games.
And we're following some breaking news tonight at 6. We've just learned that Governor Eric Holcomb and the First Lady are now in quarantine after several members of his security detail tested positive for COVID. They'll get tested later this week. Our state health commissioner, Dr. Christina Box, is going to lead tomorrow's COVID-19 briefing.
Indiana is still in the middle of another coronavirus surge. The latest numbers today from the state health department, another 5,500 new cases. 84 more people died. The positivity rate is continuing to climb. It hit 12% today. There already are 2 promising coronavirus vaccines, and there is a third that's also being tested right here in Indianapolis at the IU School of Medicine. Today, we did get an update on the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine trial. Enrollment started at the end of last month, and so far there are 200 participants who've already taken that first shot of the 2-dose vaccine. There are another 200 patients that now we're told are in the pipeline. Researchers say in general, the side effects appear to be mild, like a fever or pain at the injection site. Reasons for volunteering for the study do vary. One of the participants happens to be a trauma surgeon at Methodist Hospital. Another one is a retired grandfather in Bloomington.
I worry about catching COVID and bringing it home to my family members. And we being a high risk exposure, I think helps with the study participation.
I want to get back to the gym, lunch, movies, and most of all, travel. At 79, I have a few years left, but not many, and I want to enjoy them.
AstraZeneca halted this study back in September as they investigated a potential adverse reaction in a trial participant in the UK. When the trial resumed, IU School of Medicine started enrolling volunteers last month. You must be invited to participate. To be considered, however, you have to sign up. If you're interested, you can do that at a link that we've provided for you at WTHR.com. Diverse and senior applicants are certainly encouraged.
Happening today, another school district here in central Indiana now making the switch to all virtual learning as COVID cases climb. Hamilton Southeastern School Board voted last night to switch all pre-K through 6th grade students to e-learning starting Thursday. It'll last through December 4th. Grades 7 through 12 have already been doing virtual learning. Fishers is adding a second COVID-19 testing site for school-related exposures. You can find the locations and times. We've got it posted on WTHR.com.